Okay. Hi. So we are talking today about face and necktie. We are live. So we have a patient today, Anna. And Anna is, as you see, has some issues with. That's good. Thanks, Jonathan. Has some issues with this area over here, which is the jowl area here, the jowl area here, and some light little changes here in the neck. These changes are a little premature for a facelift, a traditional facelift. However, there's a new technology out today called a face and NeckTite. It's been FDA approved for about 8 to 9 months. So with this technology, we're going to be using a probe. And this probe is going to go underneath the skin. And so from this probe, it's going to be temperature regulated. So all of the action goes between here and here, this probe and this other impedance device. So it's going to go underneath the skin. We're actually going to hear some sounds. The sounds are going to be of fat coagulating. It's also going to be of the dermis contracting. The interesting thing about this procedure is the downtime for this procedure is fairly limited. It's not like a traditional facelift where you're going to have incisions and everything's going to be lifted up. So with that, we're going to get started. The applicator actually goes underneath the skin. Here we can see the applicator underneath the skin, contracting the skin and contracting the fat. It's temperature regulated, and the temperature goes to 70 degrees internally and 38 degrees externally. That's the ideal temperature to contract fat and contract the dermis. In this patient, who's the ideal candidate for this procedure, we can see minimal jowling along the face and neck. Here's the jowls. The jowls are going to be highlighted over here with a little bit of changes in the neck. This patient's too early to have a facelift, but there's enough changes there where a face and NeckTite device can make some improvements to rejuvenate her face. So with that background, we're going to be doing face and NeckTite. So if you listen, and you can zoom in over here, you can actually hear the sound, and that's of the fat coagulating. Now this area is traditionally a very difficult area to treat, even with traditional facelifts. But what we're doing here is we're actually going to be coagulating some of this fat. And we're actually going to be contracting some of the dermis. And then the interesting thing of this procedure, it can go on the face and in the neck. How are we doing, Anna? Any discomfort?
None whatsoever.
Anna had a mild cocktail just to sort of slightly relax her, but the reason she looks swollen is because we injected this local medication to help us make this device more effective. The various sounds you're hearing is the temperature probe. The temperature is measured about 1,000 times per second. And so what we're doing is applying focal heat to the neck. And we're actually measuring the amount of energy we apply to each portion of the neck. It'll take her about 6 months to see a final result. However, in a few weeks, she should start to notice those changes and feel things improving along the way. All right. So this is a quick little preview of face and NeckTite. Are there any questions from the audience? Any questions on there? Or any questions for actually Anna too?
How long will this last, this procedure?
You know, that's a good question. How long will it last? So you're going to notice if you had a twin sister and she didn't do this procedure and you did it, what you would notice is you would always look younger. But these, the effects, the collagen that's built is permanent. However, as soon as we're done with any procedure, maybe you want to grab that. you'll actually notice that collagen will stay there forever. All right, any other questions we have? All right, so this concludes our first episode of Facebook Live.